This guitar looks just like the Dave Grohl signature 335. It's arguably one of the most famous Gibson signature models of all time, with some examples coming in at over £15,000 on the used market. This looks just like a Dave Grohl signature model, but it comes in at a third of the price. So without further ado, let's get straight into this Foo Fighters themed episode. Hello guitarists, welcome back to Squealing Pig Guitars, the home of luxury drum machines here in Nottingham, England. My name is Keightley and today we're having a look at a very cool Gibson custom shop build. This looks just like the Dave Grohl signature model that was released in 2007, but there's a catch, it's not a signature model. It's basically an altered Trini Lopez 64 design. You can see that we have the stop tailpiece, we have no pick guard, and it looks just like the Dave Grohl signature model. But the great thing about this custom shop build is that it's a third of the price of the Dave Grohl models that are on the used market. You could easily pick one of these up for about £4,600, whereas obviously the Dave Grohl ones go from 10 to 15 grand. But this is a very unique one as it doesn't have the Trini Lopez tailpiece, so they're quite a rare find, and I believe they were made for the Japanese market initially. The Dave Grohl signature model was released in 2007 and came out at a price of $4,500. However, the signature model was extremely limited and Gibson only made one run of them, so as a result on the used market, scalpers have put the price up of the DG335 to as high as £15,000. At the time of filming, I even saw an example that was toured by Dave Grohl that's going for £55,000 I believe, which is just crazy money for a guitar. Of course, Gibson have released an Epiphone inspired version which came in around £1,200. Again, this met a lot of controversy as lots of people thought that an Epiphone shouldn't be that expensive, but again, it had a very similar look to the Dave Grohl guitar, but it wasn't the exact model. However, I believe this is the best alternative for the Dave Grohl signature model, which still has that custom shop playability and sound, but without the massive price tag. So in today's episode, of course, we're going to break down the specs of this awesome Dave Grohl inspired guitar, and then we'll do a tone demo later on in this video, but you can use the chapters down below if you'd like to skip through the video. And before I get into the specs, make sure to hit that subscribe button if you're enjoying this video. It really helps us grow this channel. We're on the road to 10,000 subscribers and we could really use your help. So make sure to hit subscribe to not miss out on a future upload. So as I mentioned previously, this looks just like a Dave Grohl signature model, but it's not. It's a 64 Trini Lopez guitar, and the original inspiration for the DG335 was exactly this guitar. It was a 64 Trini Lopez that Dave Grohl owned. It was a cherry one. Took the pick guard off and he actually recorded most of the Foo Fighters early records with that guitar. I think he even still records some of them now with it, but I'm not too sure. But it has a very organic sound. So this guitar is exactly that. It's a 64 recreation of a Trini Lopez. So we have the same construction. It's a laminated body, so we have maple, poplar, maple. And it's basically plied for the top and the back and the sides, and then we have a maple center block. The main difference between this one and a Dave Grohl signature model is that the Dave Grohl model has burst bucker 1 and 2, whereas this guitar has the custom bucker Alnico 3 unpotted pickups, which in my opinion sound a lot better. They have a lot more of an honest sound and are really good for rock and roll. Of course, the main thing that makes this guitar so rare is that it doesn't have the Trini Lopez tailpiece, it's just a stock tailpiece, and these were made for the Japanese market initially. We've never seen another one like this. These are incredibly rare custom shop models, and you'd have to go through the made-to-measure program in order to get a guitar like this. You can't just order one off Gibson's website that comes like this. So as I mentioned, you have the stop tailpiece, you have the nylon saddled 64 style ABR1 bridge, Moving on, we have a mahogany neck with that 60s profile. It's nice and modern, feels quite slim, but it's not ridiculously slim, it's still quite rounded. These are some of the most stylish inlays out there with the 22 frets, obviously with the cream binding and the tortoiseshell side dots. We have the awesome Firebird headstock with that Gibson logo on and the 6-in-line vintage tuners. And of course, we don't have Dave Grohl's signature on the back as this is just a normal Gibson custom shop model. But obviously to finish off, we have that Pelham Blue finish, which is incredible. The original DG335 came in a Pelham Blue finish, which was definitely the most popular. You then have this champagne gold finish, and then you have the ebony finish as well. Whereas this guitar is coming in that Pelham Blue, which is definitely my favourite. But that is all to tell you about the 64 Trini Lopez Dave Grohl inspired Gibson. It's so cool, it's so rare, and we have to plug it in and play some Foo Fighters riffs. So I won't hold you in suspense any longer. Let's turn on the 2-Rock Bloomfield Drive and play some Foo Fighters. So guys, welcome to the tone demonstration of this 64 Trini Lopez Dave Grohl inspired Gibson custom shop guitar. Today's episode, I'm running my 2-Rock Bloomfield Drive on the lead gain channel, so let's play some Foo Fighters. So guys, as you can hear, this guitar sounds incredible. It has that classic 335 sound, lots of balls going into them chords. Really nice mid-range as well. It's also very responsive, so with the tube screamer on, full volume, obviously you're going to get that classic Foo Fighters. With the volume down slightly. This guitar absolutely screams, but obviously it does a lot more than just a Foo Fighters guitar. It's a 335 at the end of the day, so it's going to sound great on blues as well. So let's tune up to standard and play some blues licks. what I love about these custom bucket Alnico 3s is that they can get such a nice clean tone, and because they're unpotted, they just sound so natural. Got such a nice kind of warm tone to it. This guitar is so easy to play. Love the new strings, love the way it's set up, love the way it looks and the way it sounds. It's just got a really nice blues tone to it. So let's hit the middle position now. To finish the video, let's play my favourite Foo Fighters song, which is Best of You, and then we'll go to my final review and rating of this awesome guitar. Let's hear it. So guys, that is the end of the tone demonstration. So let's go to the end of the video where I give you my full review and rating of this awesome Trini Lopez guitar. So guys, I really hope you've enjoyed today's video. This is the end of the video, so make sure to leave a like if you've enjoyed. That's that thumbs up button down below. Let me know in the comment section below, what do you think of this 64 reissue Trini Lopez with the Dave Grohl appointments? Do you love it or do you hate it? Let me know down below. And if you have any experience with the DG335, let me know down below as well. Finally, make sure to hit subscribe if you're new to the channel. We're on the road to 10,000 subscribers and we can't wait to get there. So make sure to hit that subscribe button to join the SPG community. So, my rating of this guitar today, I'm going to give it an 8.5 out of 10. It's a very well-made, custom-shop Gibson guitar. It feels just like a 335. It has amazing blues tones and rock tones. But for me, I really like the neck pickup on this guitar. This neck pickup position, especially for blues and fingerstyle, it's just so reactive to my playing. And the pots that they put in this guitar are very nice and fresh because in the bridge position, I could have a really high gain tone. I could, roll it down, no crackles at all, and get a really nice clean tone as well. It's also very resonant. These poplar maple sandwiches, these 60s inspired 335s with the tighter horns, seem to project that a little bit better, and they're always very bright sounding, which is very important when you get a 335. In my opinion, you either get one of two, 335s. You have a dark one or a bright one. But when you're playing for an amplifier, obviously, you want the bright ones because then you can manipulate the tone better, in my opinion. Brighter and more resonance when unplugged means it's going to sound better when it's plugged in my opinion. Of course, I love the way that this guitar looks. The blue finish is incredible. Split diamond inlays look incredible. Vintage tuners holding the whole tune really nicely. This has been set up really nicely from the guys at Squealing Pig Guitars, so I don't really have many complaints. Love the colour of the inlays. The only thing I've noticed is that the neck is slightly bigger than the binding, so when you feel it on the side, you can slightly feel kind of a ridge where the binding starts. This is a very kind of niche criticism. Obviously, it's only a very slight feel. You can't see it. It doesn't take anything away from the guitar. But other than that, that's my only real criticism of this guitar. So that is the end of today's video, guys. I hope you've enjoyed looking at the Dave Grohl inspired 64 Trini Lopez model. Make sure to leave a comment, like if you've enjoyed, and subscribe if you're new. But that is all from Squealing Pig Guitars today. My name is Ben Keightley, and I'll see you tomorrow for another episode. But until then, keep rocking, guys. I'll see you soon.